Okay, so it starts with a proof. It says, let's see if I can get this to focus. We'd be doing good. There we go. Okay, it says given 1 and 3 are vertical angles, so just identify 1 and 3. Prove that 1 and 3 are congruent. Now we could prove they're congruent because of vertical angle theorem, but that's not where this proof goes with this. It puts in the given just like you're used to seeing, and then it says, okay, 1 and 2 are a linear pair, and 2 and 3 are a linear pair. So looking at that, 1 and 2 definitely are a linear pair. They are adjacent angles that come together to form a straight line, and same with 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are a linear pair, adjacent angles that form a straight line, and the reason for this is just definition of linear pair. And then it says 1 and 2 are supplementary. Yes, because they're a linear pair, they are supplementary. 2 and 3 are supplementary. Yes, because they're a linear pair, they're supplementary. That is linear pair postulate. So linear pair postulate is if you have a linear pair, those angles are supplementary based on the linear pair postulate. Then the last statement, it says 1 is congruent to 3. So they used congruent supplement theorem, which says if 1 and 2 are supplementary and 2 and 3 are supplementary, then 1 and 3 must be equal. And that's how they came to that conclusion. Okay, number 2. The figure below shows the angles formed by intersecting lines K and S. There is one thing that I forgot to copy paste over here, and that is the angle measures here. So this is angle 2 and this is 3. So just fill that in, pretend that it was always there. Okay, so it says, based on the figure, which of the following statements cannot be proven based on the picture? Okay, it says 1 is congruent to 3. 1 and 3, that could definitely be proven because they're vertical angles. So not what we're looking for. We're looking for something that cannot be proven. Then for B, it says 3 plus 1 equals 4 plus 2. So 3 plus 1, those are both obtuse angles. So let's say that's like 120 degrees, 120 degrees. It's saying 1 plus 3 equals these acute angles, which would have to be something like 60 degrees and 60 degrees. You couldn't say that 1 plus 3 equals 4 plus 2. They would not equal. So it's probably this one, but we're going to just make sure by going through all the answer choices. C, it says 4 plus 1 is 180. Well, 1 plus 4, they are a linear pair, so therefore, yes, they would add to 180. And then D, it's saying 3 minus 4 equals 1 minus 2. Yes, obtuse minus the acute would equal the obtuse minus the acute. So this we could prove. We're looking for what we cannot prove, so this is the correct answer. Okay, number 3 up here. Describe the relationship between the measure of angle 1 and angle 3. So just identifying angle 1, angle 3, they are alternate interior angles. Also consider how they might ask it in a different way. Maybe they say, okay, what is 1 and 2? 1 and 2 are corresponding. They might ask about alternate exterior as well. So just kind of consider how they might ask the question on the quarterly assessment. Number 4, it says the map given shows the relationship between 3 streets. Suppose that measure of angle 1 and measure of angle 2 add to 180 degrees. Are Maple Street and Elm Street parallel? Well, if the consecutive interior angles are supplementary, then we can say that this street is parallel to this one. So yes, they are parallel because those angles are supplementary. Now on the answer key, it refers to them as same side interior because the same side interior angles are supplementary. Okay, that was number 4. Number 5, where is it? It's over here. In the figure shown, measure of angle AED, so identify that angle. I did do an assignment like that on Khan Academy too, where you're just like identifying angles because that's half the battle. It's saying AED is 120 degrees. Which of the following statements is false? So we're looking for something that's not true. Okay, so A, it says measure of AEB is 60. Well, considering we have a linear pair, yes, it would be 60 because these would have to add to 180, so that would be true. We're looking for what's not true. Then angle BEC and CED are adjacent. Let's see, BEC right here and CED. Yes, they are adjacent, so that is true. Then it says BEC is 120. Vertical angles are congruent. That is true as well. And last but not least, AED, so this angle and BEC are adjacent. No, to be adjacent, they'd have to share a side. They don't share a side, so therefore this is the one that's false.
Is the test tomorrow going to be multiple choice?
Yes. Yep. Number 6. What is the relationship between angle 3 and angle 6? So identify those angles right here and here. Those are alternate interior.
Is tomorrow a benchmark or a test?
It's the quarterly assessment. You could call it a benchmark. It's the quarter 1 benchmark. But I will count it as a grade. To what scale? I don't know. Interior angles. It depends on what the test looks like. If it's straightforward, if it looks just like this, I'll just grade it as is because you should be acing it anyway. If they put some tricky stuff on there or stuff we didn't expect, then I'll just adjust it accordingly. Okay, then 7 over here. What is the value of x? Well, I keep assigning this on Khan Academy too because I've been expecting it. These are vertical angles, they're equal, so just set them equal. And I get x equals 19. Okay, and number 8. The coordinate -6 has a weight of 3, and the coordinate 2 has a weight of 1. Find the weighted average. So just like we did on Monday, do -6 times 3 plus 2 times 1 over the sum of the weights, so it would be 1 plus 3. -4. Okay, next, looking for number 9. Now we get into midpoint, which I was expecting on this as well. I keep assigning it on Khan Academy as well. Endpoints C and D, find the coordinates of the midpoint M, and then it says then find CD. So it's talking about the length of CD. We're going to start with the midpoint, so just label your point. C is -2, 4. D is 4, -4. Midpoint would be the middle in between those two. The middle of your y's between 4 and -4, it would be 0. That one just jumps out at you. The middle of -2 and 4 might not jump out at you. If you need to, just add them together and divide by 2.
1.
Yes, 1. And then to find the distance between those 2 points, your best bet is using Pythagorean theorem and graphing the points. It's just you'll have less error that way. So just quickly sketch out coordinate plane. C is at -2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then D is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so to find the length of this line, just sketch out a right triangle. And then find the dimensions of that triangle. So this was from 4 to -4, so it would be 8 right here. And then the length here from -2 to 4 would be 6. And then you can do 8 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. And c equals 10. So the length of that line is 10. Okay, number 10. This time they give you the midpoint, they give you one of the endpoints, and you have to find the other endpoint. So T 815 is the midpoint of CD, the coordinates of D are 820, find the coordinates of C. So C is what we're going to try to figure out. They give us the midpoint, T is at 815, and D is at 820. Okay, so from the midpoint to this endpoint, you're going up 5, so you'd have to go down 5 in the other direction for C. And then this one, it just has 8 and 8, so it's like going up 0, or down 0 would just be 8. The middle of 8 and 8 is 8, so this is your endpoint. And I've been assigning this on Khan Academy too, including this week, so if you feel like you want more practice on that, it's on there. Then number 11. We are taking midpoint and applying it to an actual situation. It says you live in Salt Lake City, Utah, which has an approximate latitude longitude coordinates of 41 north, 112 west. Your friend lives in Goodwin, Arkansas, with coordinates of 35 north, 91 west. You plan to meet halfway between the two cities. Find the coordinates of the halfway point. Okay, so this is the same thing with midpoint. So one of the coordinates, 41 north, 112 west, and then 35 north, 91 west. Sometimes the middle jumps out at you. You may even be able to look at the answer choices at this point and figure out which one it is. But if it doesn't jump out at you, then you can just add these two numbers together and divide by 2. So 41 plus 35 divided by 2. 76 divided by 2 is 38. So 38 north is the middle there. And then 112 and 91, just add those together.
Is it 101.5?
Yes, so this comes out to 203 over 2, and then divide it by 2, you get 101.5. Okay, now 12, 13, 14 are the hardest ones on the page, and then it's all downhill from there. I keep assigning this on Khan Academy because I've been expecting it. Find the perimeter of triangle ABC. Perimeter is the distance around that triangle. Of course, first things first, identify what triangle they're talking about. It's this one right here. And then we're going to take as many shortcuts as we can because we like shortcuts, duh. This horizontal line, all we have to do is count the units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got that out of the way. And then we have to find the length of these two lines, but these two lines are the same length, and we can see that. So once we find the length of one of them, we'll have the length of the other. So we're going to just find the length of one of them and just double it. Okay, so from here, to find that length, we're just going to sketch out a right triangle right here. And this triangle is 2 by 1, 2, 3, 2 by 3. And use Pythagorean theorem to find that length. So 2 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. Square root of 13, square root of 13, and then we add that together. Remember, you will be able to use a calculator, so that is not an issue. You'll just do square root of 13. Oh, it's like square root of 13 times 2 plus 6. 13.2. Whoa, you can't see that. 13.2. The answer key says about 13.2. I don't know. If you were in a time crunch, if you had to narrow down answers, you could kind of guesstimate the distance. Like you count these 6 and say, okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You could get pretty close to 13. So if you needed to narrow it down, you could count. Or if you just want to make sure your answer is logical, you could count. 13, find the perimeter of quadrilateral ACDE. Identify the quadrilateral ACDE right here. It's this one. It's a parallelogram. With this parallelogram, opposite sides are equal, so we don't have to solve for all the sides. So this here we can just count. It's a horizontal line. It's 6 units. The bottom's going to be the same length, so another 6 units. And then we need to find the side lengths, which the side lengths are equal. It's a parallelogram. So therefore, once we find one side length, we'll have the other one. So again, just using Pythagorean theorem, sketch out that right triangle. It's 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. 4 plus 36 equals c squared. 40 equals c squared, square root, square root. Okay, square root of 40 for both of those. Then adding it all up, square root of 40 times 2 plus 6 plus 6, 24.6. Number 14. Find the area of triangle ABC. ABC is this triangle right here. Area of a triangle, 1/2 base times height. The base is 6 units. We've already counted that like 3 times at this point, 6 units. And the height is the perpendicular height. It's 2 units right there. Half of 6 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So the area is 6 units squared. Okay, that was the hard stuff. Now the rest is easy peasy. Next. 15. What type of compass and straight edge construction is being made in this diagram? Well, let's look at what we have. We have an angle and another angle that looks just like it. This is congruent angles. Ding, 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 ding. It's multiple choice, so if you couldn't figure that out in the multiple choice, can't help you. But just be expecting, like we learned congruent segments, we learned parallel lines, perpendicular line constructions. What else did we learn? Angle bisector, we also learned. Perpendicular bisector. So just be prepared, but most of the time, now that you've done constructions and you know what they kind of look like, you can pretty much answer multiple choice questions on them. Okay, so those are congruent angles. 16, copy the angle. How would you construct an angle with a measure that is 1/4 of the measure of the given angle? Explain your reasoning. Well, one of the constructions we learned was angle bisector, and we made a point here and here, and then there was like this cross thing here, and then we connected that to bisect the angle with the compass. That's half. So all we'd have to do is to get 1/4 is halve it again. So we would put a point right here and then do another cross, and then you could get an angle that's 1/4. So that's it explained visually. Now in words, what would that look like? Bisect the angle twice. Bisect the angle twice to form an angle 1/4 of the original. Okay, and now we're moving down to the things that we did like the last 2 days, so this should be very familiar. Here we're doing the conditional, converse, inverse, and contrapositive. It says let P be that you posted a video and let Q be that your video goes viral. So conditional statement, it has this symbol right here. I'm assuming on the test they'll also have the symbol, but honestly this is new to like geometry testing, so I'm not exactly sure how they'll format it. So we'll be finding out together tomorrow. But at least if you know the concept, you should be able to figure out however they ask it. So it says P, you post a video, Q, your video goes viral. Conditional statement, it's going to be an if-then statement. So write if you post a video, then your video goes viral. converse is Q then P, so just switch it, put the Q first in your if-then statement. If your video goes viral, then you posted a video. Write the inverse, not P, then not Q. So if you did not post a video, then your video did not go viral. Then 20, write the contrapositive. So it's going to be not Q, then not P. So if your video does not go viral, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but I switched my hand position so you could see as I'm writing. Did you notice that? Because normally I'm like on top. I don't know if it's bad for my hand to write like this, but you can see while I'm writing. If your video does not go viral, then you did not post a video. Okay. And last but not least, we have inductive versus deductive reasoning. So inductive was trend to generalize, and then deductive, you're looking for fact to fact. So first one, it says all mammals have hair. Sounds like a fact to me. Cats are mammals, all cats have hair. So that must be deductive reasoning. Somebody brought up like the naked cats, deductive reasoning without hair. But I'm sure even those naked cats have, it's weird we're talking about naked cats, deductive reasoning.
Hair, it's just like not fur.
Yeah. I'm sure they have like whiskers, like eyelashes. Do cats have eyelashes?
No. Do dolphins have hair? Because that's a human thing.
Eyelashes are a human thing?
Yeah, dogs have eyelashes.
Elephants have eyelashes.
I meant.
Anyways.
Dogs with eyebrows look so weird.
Okay, and then the other one is each time you go to school, you walk. You went to school today, so you walk. That's a trend. So that would be inductive reasoning. Okay, so tonight, I want you to break this thing out. I want you to work through the problems again. Honestly, I know it might sound weird, but I'd rather you not do it right now unless you're like super busy tonight and you know you won't have time. But I'd rather you do it later because you're going to kind of like forget it. And then when you do it again, you're going to have to practice bringing it back into your head, which is what I want you to practice for the test tomorrow, is like being able to bring it out of your brain. So for the next 20 minutes, if you don't have your Khan Academy done for the week, if you don't have all 10 done, use a computer to work on Khan Academy. If you do have all 10 done, you can get your phone and just vibe. Just don't forget to bring this out tonight and work through it again on your own.